Hey everyone. So earlier we talked about elements, compounds, particles, states of matter. And those particles we talked about in states of matter, let's now talk about what exactly these particles are. Drum roll everybody. Damn, the most important particle in all of chemistry is the atom. It is the most important particle. Why? Because it is the building block of everything in chemistry, guys. It is. Now, what is an atom? It is the smallest particle of an element. It's like going to the beach and seeing all that sand. And you pick up all the sand, it has so many grains. And then you remove all the grains and you get the smallest grain, and you can keep crushing the grain to make smaller grains. And the smallest possible grain is still sand, but it's the smallest grain possible, right? That's what an atom is, analogy wise. It is the smallest particle of an element, but that still has the properties of the element. Still has the properties of the element. Now, what does that mean? It means that we actually have now been able to break the atom into smaller particles too. But once you break them into smaller than atom, those particles do not behave like the atom anymore. For example, let's say you have gold. You keep cutting gold in half and half and half and small. You will eventually, if you could get down to the smallest possible piece, which is still gold, that would be an atom. It would be expensive, it would be shiny, everything else. Obviously, you can't do it in everyday life, but if you could cut, you would. Now, that's the smallest piece, that's a gold atom. But if you split it any further, if you try to break that atom apart even more, you might get things like protons and electrons and neutrons, which we'll talk about, but it will not be gold anymore. It will not have the properties of gold. And now this idea of atoms goes way beyond before we could even prove it. About 2500 years ago, they had Greek philosophers who had come up with this philosophical idea that if you keep dividing matter, eventually you will reach something that cannot be divided any further. And they called it atomos. Atomos. That's where the word atom comes from. It means indivisible. But we know, that was a philosophical idea. They didn't have proof. We only about 200 years ago proved the existence of atoms. And only about a few years ago, we could actually see an atom. That's it. So remember, this guy, John Dalton, and you don't need to know him, he proved the matter is made up of atoms only about 200 years ago. That's it. It's more, atoms are more like, the theory is more fresher than almost half of physics and most of religions, right? It's so fresh and so new. Now, but we've confirmed that since that theory has been proved, we've only been able to confirm it again and again and again. So we now know that it is true. Atoms are for real. And remember when we said elements cannot be broken down? Because elements are made up of one type of an atom. So this fellow is, an atom is of an element. It cannot be of a compound. So an atom can only be of an element. An element has only one type of atom. So gold is only made up of gold atoms. Oxygen is only made up of oxygen atoms. Carbon is only made up of carbon atoms. This O is oxygen. And each element has its own unique type of atom. That's what makes them different. So the iron atom is different from oxygen atom. And we will really be studying a lot about atoms. But there's a thing about atoms. Generally, when you study later on in bonding, you'll realize that they're always combined. Most atoms don't like being alone. They like being bonded to each other. So if, for example, even if it's an element like oxygen in the air, we find oxygen to be in this form, O2, which is an oxygen bonded to an oxygen. The hydrogen we talked about earlier in the air, if it does exist, is H2. And we call this a molecule. What's a molecule? Generally, two or more atoms bonded together. Now, they're not just two. Sometimes you'll get things like this: P4, S8. All I'm just saying is that phosphorus needs 4 atoms to make a molecule. That's how they are. Sulfur will take 8 of these guys to combine. We'll do all of that later. For sure, we'll do this. But remember, these things are called molecules. Molecules are 2 or more atoms bonded together chemically. So elements will have atoms. Those atoms can combine with other of the same atom, and then it'll just be an element. But sometimes you can also have atoms of 2 different elements, like carbon and oxygen can combine to make carbon dioxide, even carbon monoxide. Hydrogen can combine with oxygen to make water. We know all that stuff, right? So you can have molecules of 2 of the same atoms combining, 4 of the same atoms, 3, 8, they all become molecules. Or you can also have atoms of 2 different elements combining to make molecules. So molecules can be of the same atom, and they can be of different atoms also. But if they're of the same atom, they will be an element. So these guys are therefore an element. So when a molecule is of the same atom, we call it an element. So H2 is the molecule of element hydrogen. O2 is the molecule of element oxygen. P4 is the molecule of the element phosphorus. S8 is the molecule of the element sulfur. So for example, H is the atom of the element hydrogen. H2 is the molecule of the element hydrogen. Okay, so elements can exist as atoms, but those atoms tend to want to become molecules. Compounds, on the other hand, cannot be of just one element. So here you have multiple atoms of different elements combining, and when that happens, they become compounds. So they are molecules of compounds. So this is interesting. You can only have atoms of elements, but molecules can be of elements, and molecules can be of compounds. Okay, please remember that. And I mean, just to show you some freaky stuff, you know, there's a molecule called glucose, right? It's got a lot of atoms. In fact, it has 24 atoms, 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens, and 6 oxygens, all chemically bonded together. And this is a compound molecule. So let's bring it all together. What's the first point? So elements are made up of one type of atom. Gold has only gold atoms, oxygen only oxygen atoms. Point number 2, compounds are made up of molecules. There are different types of atoms bonded together. So water, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. These have, so water has hydrogen and oxygen bonded together. Glucose has carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen bonded together. 3, some elements also exist as molecules. O2 is oxygen, 2 oxygen atoms bonded together. So S8, element, molecule, element, molecule. So element versus compound isn't about a molecule or not. So this is what problems people sometimes have. So some molecules can be elements and some molecules can be compounds. It's about the type of molecule. So if you have more than one atom but they're the same type of atom, it's an element. If you have more than one atom but they're different types, it's a compound. Both can be molecules. All right? This is important for you guys to remember. Big distinction, okay? A compound is basically 2 or more elements combined together. Atoms can only be of elements. Molecules can be of elements and of compounds. If the atoms are all the same type, that's the molecule of an element. If the atoms are of different types, they're atoms of 2 different elements, then that's a compound. All right. Now that we've done elements and compounds and atoms and molecules, next up we'll talk about the scale of atoms, and that's where we're going to talk about now. Now we're going to go deeper into atoms. Okay.